Hello and welcome to Bands You've Never Heard Of. I'm JR.
And I'm Gary.
Bands you've heard of.
This is it's going to be a slightly different sort of take on tonight's or this episode's Band You've Never Heard Of, because Gary's heard of them.
Yes, they were. These are our very first ever band submissions. We ask people every week. So, hey, if you know a band, if you heard of a band that might be, that might need our treatment or could use what we do, please let us know. And damned if it didn't come in. And it came in through the internet, through our website, BYNHOpod.com.
BYNHOPOD.com.
And I immediately sent it to JR because I'm not supposed to know any of this.
Then I read the email, and I was a little sus of this band that I'd never heard of. It seemed to come from a management company, and it seemed to have been written in very much, business speak, and coming out right on the heels of, AI bands that aren't even real. I thought I need to do my homework. I need to make sure this is an actual band with humans in it playing instruments for people. And I did. I did my checking. I found their website. I found their Spotify. I found their YouTube channels. I found them on social medias. I've got their names. I Googled them. I did everything. And then I sent them an email, not to the email address that sent us the email, but I sent an email to the contact us email that's on the band's website and said, hey, such and such media company reached out. And I just want to double check, is that legit or should I deal directly with you? And they said, please deal with them. That's our management. I said, you got it.
Yeah, and this is the first time we've had a band with management too, I think.
I mean, real legit management. Yeah, for sure. And that's who I've been communicating with. I haven't been talking to the band. I've been talking with HGD Media, and we've got an interview set up that will be the second half of this episode. So we're going to talk to our band you've never heard of later in this episode. But first, Gary knows their name, but he knows nothing else about them. So the rest of this first part of the show, everything is per normal. He has never heard their songs, never seen their socials. I know all the stuff. Gary knows nothing but their name. And I think because of that, Gary, you should introduce the name of today's band.
Can I introduce to you The Reckless?
The Reckless.
I like the Reckless instead of just Reckless. I think they get 2 thumbs up from the name for me.
Oh, really? You're already giving them 2 thumbs up for the name?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. The name is great. And by specifying The Reckless and not just a Reckless, or differentiates them from everyone else.
I am going to show you their website first. And that is how you will be introduced to what this band looks and feels like. And going right there. All right, should be coming up for us both. This is The Reckless Official, I think this website is. Where is it? Yeah, therecklessofficial.com.
Oh, sweet.
And so there's the 4 guys that
There
are,
they are
The Reckless. Do they look reckless?
A little bit.
All right, well, let's find out who they are. The Reckless is Fritz Feynman on lead guitar and lead vocalist. Guitar and lead vocalist. Riku Milikowski plays drums and does backup vocals. John Kelly's on lead guitar, and Michael Kennedy, it just says backup vocals. I kind of feel like, he's probably the guy holding the bass. So it probably should say bass and backup vocals, but there you go.
Yeah. Well, he might be, the missing bass player.
Maybe. You never know with bass players. All right, let's start with their bio. And it's the same bio on their website as it is on Spotify. The Reckless is a San Diego-based rock and roll band that is passionate about bringing back the vintage rock sound, infused with modern, innovative elements. The band has packed fans in well-respected venues across their home region of San Diego County, as well as the greater Los Angeles area, including Soma, the Holding Company, the Viper Room, and many more. The Reckless's most recent endeavor was releasing their EP, Who Are You, in the spring of 2025. which reached over 100,000 streams on Spotify within the first few months of its release. Boy, that's been updated since I read this a couple days ago. And as we will soon see, that's the total of a bunch of songs, not just one song. So they still fit the bill for this, being featured on this show. You can't have any song, one single song with more than 100,000 plays.
Yeah.
So they still.
I was going to go. I was just getting ready to say, "Whoops!"
No, they still
their
qualify.
Their update just knocked them right out.
To support the release of the EP, the band embarked on a tour throughout the West Coast, stopping in regions such as Los Angeles, Phoenix, San Francisco Bay Area, and their hometown San Diego. Keep an eye out for The Reckless, as they are in their process of recording a full-length album as well as a tour, both to take place in the spring of 2026. So big things on the horizon for The Reckless. Let's go check them out on Spotify.
Actually, now they do look like their bio. They look kind of throwback a little bit.
Okay. So you're feeling it all makes sense so far.
It's kind of making sense so far.
Yeah. So here we are with The Reckless.
One's
on Spotify.
getting damn close.
They're getting close. They're edging closer and closer every day. When I first got the email, I looked them up and I took a screenshot. And so this was about a month ago now. And that song, Who Are You, had been played just over 90,000 times. So like not 91,000, 90,000 times. So that's quite a few plays in the last month for just that one song. And so they are definitely catching some earballs out there and growing in popularity, which I feel like this is the right thing for our little podcast to get on the Reckless train. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think we caught them right at the right time, or they caught us right at the right time. Because that's still the fun part, is that they reached out to us, and that means we're doing something right.
Yeah,
I reckon.
So I went and checked them out on YouTube and found that even fewer plays of any of their videos on YouTube. So this one's got 4.6 thousand, but all the rest of these are in the hundreds, most of them anyway. So yeah, their numbers are right for being on our show. And now is the moment of truth. How good are they? What do they sound like? And we're going to start with that song that has almost 100,000 plays, but we're going to do it with the video. So you get to see and hear The Reckless for the first time. Gary, are you ready?
I am ready. We're listening to the live one? Is that what we're going to do?
No, none of these live.
Okay.
These live ones these are just like not great live videos.
Okay.
They're cool to have, so you get a feel for what they are doing live, but they're not high quality.
But they have an official video out for it. That's awesome.
Correct. They've got a lot of official music videos. So we're going to start with The Reckless. Who Are You?
Put your life out on display. Turn on those lights and don't run away. They'll scream and shout and ask away. Is that all that you can do? But don't you ever worry, there will always be a fury in those that wanna be you. So don't you hope they go away. You let them know you're here to stay. To all the voices, why should I care what you say? It's so pointless. Who are you anyway? Don't wanna know you. Don't wanna hear your take. Who are
There you go, Gary. Who Are You by The Reckless. What do you think?
Well, that took my breath away. And yes, they are The Reckless. I mean, that was intense. And there was a few moments that were shocking, like when he started singing, because, I mean, he does not look like he has that voice to come out of him at all. No, big thumbs up. I mean, that was awesome. They are going places for sure. They're straddling that hard rock / metal line, which I've got several friends that are in that vein right now, and they're struggling with it because they don't want to be lumped into heavy metal anymore. You know, they might have been metal at one point, or they've been on the metal scene, but they want to go. They want to be a little more mainstream, and I think these guys are right there on that edge, and I think it's going to do well for them.
Yeah, there's plenty of people in the last few years claiming rock is dead. I think the growing popularity of a band like this it flies totally in the face of that. Rock is not dead as long as there's people like this making music like this, and it makes me happy to know there are.
Yeah, every 10 years that, they come out with that thing of, oh, rock is dead because of this, because of pop music, because of girls, because of singer-songwriters, because of rap, because of hip-hop, because of this, because of that, because of this and the other thing. And yes, now that it's all streaming, it's a little more confusing, but I think in the underground, if you tap into like TikTok, I am getting inundated with unsigned bands, and I've sent you a few that did not make the cut, which is good because that means they are beyond beyond the scope of this.
They're too big for BYNHO.
Yeah, and but these are all rock. They're not quite metal. That's the thing. I think going metal. Going full metal is going to hold you back. I mean, it's going to get you to the place that you want to be, which is well loved and in regional and maybe even some national recognition and everything. But it's not going to get you to that next level because the metal scene is just that. It's a scene. And it is the most supportive scene around, other than maybe bluegrass. And we could go on for days about how bluegrass and metal are related.
Sure.
But metal has some of the best followers and most ardent fan base. Just of a genre. And they don't care which level of metal it is as long as it's metal, But in order to break into the mainstream, they got to take a little bit of that out and hit them with, they still want to be hard, but they got to hit them with something that is, people aren't going to go, that's metal. I'm not, I'm going to go listen to Ed Sheeran instead.
They're hard enough to have a really good mosh pit going. Right? But not so hard that mosh pit is going to be an angry mosh pit where people get hurt.
Right.
It's going to be one of those mosh pits where everybody stops to pick up the dude that just fell down and then keep moshing, right? It's that kind of a thing.
And also they're going to be singing along with the chorus in the mosh pit,
right? Whereas
on the true metal stuff, you cannot sing along with the chorus. I mean, it's it's too garbage. It's like you're getting the wave of sonic anger or whatever, but you don't have a really fun melody to really concise melody to sing along with.
So as proof of what I just said about the mosh pit, we are going to watch a little bit of one of their live videos. This is the song Get in a Fight, live at Soma, which is a venue in San Diego, a big one. In fact, let me show you that venue first. So this is the website for Soma San Diego. I mean, this looks like a place that would be a lot of fun to play some music.
Yeah.
And they do host some pretty big events, in addition to a lot of bands I've never heard of, which might be a resource for me. But Marilyn Manson's coming here on October 1st. So, so I mean, that's kind of big, right? And so, yeah, they're playing big stages, big shows. I mean, the Viper Room is nothing to sneeze at. So that's cool stuff. But here is just the opening of their song called Get in a Fight. I had written down earlier that I wanted to ask them about mosh pits at their shows. And then I clicked and watched this video, and I think this answers my question for me. So I'd like you to see it as well.
Something new. That really what you wanna do. Oh God, I just want this to end. Wait, are those pictures of my friend? You better all get running, get in the fight. You better all get running, get in the fight. You better all get running, get in the fight. It's gonna go all night on the neon light. You better all get running.
So there you go. How about that? The timing needed to get off the stage, get into a mosh pit, and get back on the stage, ready to sing right at the right moment. Pretty good.
Yeah, that was well orchestrated, with no orchestration whatsoever.
Right?
That was awesome. Yeah.
But
he sounds more like he looks live than he does on the video, on the other video.
You think they add some chutzpah, some gravitas to his voice in the studio?
I'm not saying. I'm just saying that he's he's a little more natural there. But he does sound more like he looks there as opposed to the other song. But also, that's probably a little older than the new song too. So.
Yeah, that one's a couple years old now. Yeah. I want to play you another song, another video, and so far I think this one might be my favorite song video combo, and it's called "Away" by The Reckless.
Choking as you swear.
I like it
that song
so much.
Yeah, they were somewhat younger then.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, but man, yeah, that's right down my alley, right there. The good old punk.
I love it.
Punk infused pop.
I kind of want to ask them: is the they're wearing? For those of you that are just listening to this podcast, you should check this out on
YouTube.
On YouTube for the video. It's also available with video on Spotify. Everywhere else it's audio only, but check out the video. You'll get to see these guys, or go find them on their YouTube channel and watch their videos there. But they are dressed in suits, wearing dead presidents, or not dead, all of them, masks, kind of reminding me of Point Break.
Yes, Point Break.
Right?
Yeah, that was the Point Break, except that they had Trump instead of Carter.
Right.
So I think they had Carter on Point Break. So, but yeah, the only interesting part was, and I don't want to be a spoiler for people that didn't see it and want to go see it, but why did he take the bottom of the Reagan mask off? I mean, it's just they're just lip syncing anyway. It wouldn't have made it a bit of freaking difference, I guess. To me, I don't know.
I mean,
Maybe
because otherwise the mouth isn't moving at all.
Yeah, I know.
Right? You got to see the mouth moving.
I kind of thought that right as I was saying it. I'm like, oh, okay, that's probably it. Yeah.
It makes it visually much less interesting to see the Reagan mask without the moving mouth, and that was a cool way to do it. It was kind of ripping it off. And so, well done videos, by the way. These videos are top notch. They clearly have some money behind them, and I'm curious where that's coming from. I can't wait to ask them, are they backed by a major label? Are they independently wealthy and just making music? Like, where's this coming from?
Or do they just have lots of friends? Now that video, the first video was definitely had some money behind it, but that video looked more DIY. They were younger, of course,
but really,
it was just really well done.
Well done.
But again, they live in San Diego. They're in,
true.
And that's where filmmakers and potential filmmakers live.
Yeah, it's a cheat code right there.
That's the whole idea behind being there, to start a band, or to start in theater, or to start in acting of any sort, or anything in the arts. That's where everybody else is, and you're going to have some talented motherfuckers that are just raring to do your video for you, or to mix your project,
for the exposure,
to produce it. Yeah, for just to get the chops in, just something for their portfolio or whatever, and that's a big plus for being there. But yeah, that one was really well done, a little more DIY than the second one. I think we're going to be shocked if we find out that it's all DIY. And I would, and
that'd be crazy.
I think it would be awesome.
All right, so we're going to dive a little deeper. From here on out, I'm probably not going to play entire songs. So these are going to be clips of songs, and we're just going to dig into their catalog a little bit. So this is them on Spotify. These are their top 10 songs. Let's go back, though, and look at their albums. So we go back to here. This is where it starts in 2021, self-titled The Reckless. We've got an 8-song album, and they sound a little different, I will say. I think they've grown some cojones since then. So I'm going to play you some clips from a few of these songs. This is Rumors by The Reckless.
Tell us what's going all around now. Bald-faced lie, paradigm. Not everything
All right, that's Rumors. What'd you think, Gary?
It's a little disjointed for my taste.
It doesn't have the like what I mean, I started by listening to all their newer stuff. So that was, in my brain, that was the sound of The Reckless.
Yeah.
This almost sounds like a different band.
I could hear the elements, but they're trying to figure out where they are at this point, I think. But it's that song in particular just seemed very disjointed from the intro to the first verse to the chorus. And we've run into that before, where I'm going, oh, where are they going next? What's going next? And that one wasn't exceptionally so. That's definitely my least favorite from what we've heard so far.
This next song I'm going to play is called My Life, and I took some notes when I heard this one that I think it starts off with kind of a Metallica vibe, but then very much loses that a little ways into it. So see if you're reading this the same way. All right, I think that's a verse and a chorus, right? What'd you think?
I'm glad they kept on working toward getting to where they are now. This was where the other one was disjointed. This one rambled because it did to end. You're so correct. It was very Metallica-esque. But the bad part is that you could hear the edits. I could hear the edits because I've been poring over our record so much for the past 3 years. But the mixes for the past month, I'm listening for any edit clues, and you could hear the edits in the very first. But then it goes into Red Hot Chili Peppers, and then I don't know where it goes.
Right, it goes somewhere. You're like, weird.
So I'm just so glad they kept on going, and that was. You got 3 songs there. Pick one. Is my thing.
Speaking of pick one, we get one more off of their first LP, The Reckless. I've played 2. You get to choose the third, and these are the ones you have to choose from.
I'm going to go with Always Something.
Always Something by The Reckless. We'll listen to about the first minute or so.
Well, I never knew you'd be the one to hold me back. Just giving me a whole lot of this and all of that. But you had all this time to collect your wound up rage. And you know how it always ruined the best of me. And if I only knew what you
Always something. I got to say, the guy's got a great voice, but it gets a little lost in these mixes on this older album. And I want it to be stronger, more prominent. And it sort of fades into the background. The guitar comes out really strong on this. The drum licks are cool, but I am a sucker for a strong singer, and he's clearly a strong singer, and that's way more clear on the newer stuff.
Right, and where he's getting it, but it's not the. I'm not going to say the mix so much, but the arrangement and it's. They're still going everywhere, young players, young album. We can't, we should never, unless the album just kicks ass, you should never, judge the band by their first album, especially because they were obviously like probably in high school. I'm going to think by list, or right out of high school. Which I mean, it's a valiant effort. I think it's a valiant effort, but I mean, we could sit here and pick these things apart all day. I don't think it's going to get us any. I don't think it's going to do anything positive for anybody. But yeah, that one, it's once again just disjointed, and I think the youth in the voice is what you're missing. You're missing that. What he's got coming behind him now, 4 years later from that 5 years later is that they've grown exponentially.
So let's hear some of that growth. From 2021 to 2022, they come out with an EP. 23, I'm sorry. In 2023, Get in a Fight, 4-song EP. They released that. They've clearly grown a bit. In fact, you've already heard one song off of this, the song Away, with the video with the president masks and stuff.
Oh, okay.
But I'd like you to hear one more song, and we don't need to hear the entire.
Didn't we hear Get in a Fight?
I guess we did hear a bit of that in the live video, but I didn't play you the whole thing. But I'm going to play Darling Please, which is their second most streamed song on Spotify at 62,000 plays on Spotify. So however, I'm not going to play it on Spotify. I'm going to play it on YouTube because they do have a video, and it goes a little something like this. I think that's enough to get the point of this song and the video. Your thoughts on Darling Please?
Love it.
It's a lot of fun.
It's just fun. And definitely DIY. Definitely DIY. And that makes me happy. Makes me very, very happy. They had a blast making that. I mean,
for sure.
But the song itself is great, but the video just really encapsulates what it's like to be 20 years old and playing in a rock band, man.
Yeah. I
It's
wonder
all your hopes and dreams in 2 minutes and 21 seconds.
Yeah, it's a short little song. It's given me this is, some people are going to hate that I'm going to make this comparison, but give me a chance. Sugar Ray, the band Sugar Ray, and you might think of that pop song that they got really famous for, but if you listen to that whole album, they've got some freaking metal songs on there. And those guys rocked hard, and they were definitely a Southern California band. This song is giving me those kind of vibes.
I get that. And and especially the video too. I mean, it was kind of, with everything involved, it gives that whole vibe of that era SoCal music.
Yeah.
No, I love it. That big thumbs up.
We've heard 2 songs from their second EP or second album, second release, and we've heard 1 song from their newest album, which is the Who Are You, the first song we played. And I think I'm going to play you 1 more song, and again, not in its entirety, but you need to hear this one, mainly because we in our band are prone to play cover songs you might not expect.
So is this really what it is?
This is really what it is.
Oh my God! I kept seeing that, and I'm like going, "Is that really that? Is it? Is it? Is it?"
And I checked the credits on this one, which, by the way, I checked the credits. They do write their own stuff, by the way. I thought with the management behind them and the money behind them, are they letting record execs find writers for them? No, these guys are making their own stuff. And if you view credits on their cover of Sexy Back, they've got writing credits on here right along with Justin Timberlake. So, which seems odd. It must not be like a straight cover of it.
They take it and then they twist it. Yeah,
Let's see if we can find what they've done.
But they had to. I think in order to do that, you actually have to contact Justin Timberlake.
I think so too.
I mean,
yeah.
I've never had to do that before, but I think in order to do that, or they might have just done it, to guard against anything possibly happening. But
sure,
I'm so excited. This is awesome.
This is Sexy Back by The Reckless.
I'm bringing sexy back. Them other boys don't know how to act. I think you're special, what's behind your back? So turn around and now pick up the slack. Take it to the bridge. Dirty babe, you see these shackles, baby, I'm your slave. I let you with me if I misbehave. It's just that no one makes me feel this way. Take it to the chorus, go! Come here, girl. Go ahead, be going. Jump to the back. Go ahead, be going. VIP. Go ahead, be going. Drinks on me. Go ahead, be going. Where you at? Go ahead, be going. Look at those hips. Go ahead, be going. Make it smile. Go ahead, be going. Go ahead, child. Go ahead, be going. Go ahead, be going. Go ahead, be going. Go ahead, be going. I'm bringing sexy back. Them motherfuckers don't know how to act. Girl, let me make up for the things you lack. You're burning up, I gotta get it fast. Take it to the bridge. You ready? 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 I'm ready! I'm bringing sexy back. You motherfuckers don't know how to act. If that's your girl, you better watch your back. She pulling up on me, now that's a fact. Take it to the chorus, go! Come here, girl. Go ahead, be going. Get up to the back. Go ahead, be going. VIP. Go ahead, be going. Drinks on me. Go ahead, be going. Go ahead, be going. Look at those hips. Go ahead, be going. Make me smile. Go ahead, be going. Go, 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 go. Go ahead, be going. 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 Go ahead, be going.
That's Sexy Back, the Justin Timberlake song, as done by The Reckless.
Oh, that was fun. That was massive. That was maximum fun right there.
I don't think JT says motherfucker when he plays that song.
He means it though,
right? Like these guys,
I think that's
inferred.
just tacit. Yeah.
They added the gravitas that song might have been missing.
No, that was awesome, and yes, definitely. I think Justin would definitely sign off on that because that was just freaking awesome.
Yeah. So this is the Reckless. They've got Instagram. They've got TikTok. We don't need to go dive into all that stuff. It's exactly what you might expect it to be. The band, each band member does some stuff. The band has an official page. They've got a website, therecklessofficial.com. That's typically how you're going to find them, with the word official on the end of the name.
Official, yeah. Because that's a fairly recognizable word. So you got to have something there to differentiate.
That's the only reason I might ding them on their band name, is because it does make them a little harder to find. If you search for just The Reckless on Google, you're going to get other stuff first. If you put the band on it, you'll find it. If you put official on it, you'll find it. But to not have to do that would be nice. And so, but it's as far as just perfect, pure band name, it's great.
Yeah,
I love it.
It was great. I mean, yeah. I didn't really take in the SEO at the outset. So that is, I guess it'll go from 2 thumbs up to 1 thumb up because they are still the Reckless. I mean, I think they almost better than anybody else that we've had so far have really encapsulated what they call themselves.
Yeah, honestly. No, I fully agree with that. Yeah. One last thing I'd love your comments on before we end this part of the program and get ready for our interview with the Reckless. You haven't said a word about the guitar player, and you usually have something to say about the guitar player or his guitar or his licks and chops or whatever. And I'm wondering your thoughts on John Kelly, lead guitar in the Reckless.
Honestly, the stuff that he did in the very last one, there
was a big lead break in Sexy Back. Yeah.
Oh, that gave me tingles, man. That was some wicked stuff, and that's the kind of stuff that I really jump up for. And I was going to say something about it, but it's just, we're like zoom, and I kind of got lost in my own thing there. But no, that was amazing, and just so creative and so freaking perfect. I mean, it was just perfect for where it needed to be, and a lot of his stuff is very is very thought out. You can tell it's very thought out. He does right in the pocket pretty much all the time, which is really tough for somebody who just plays lead guitar, because that's basically all he's doing is doing single line stuff, and that's tough. I mean, that's not an easy job, because the tendency is to overplay, and he does not do that. And he's had, he's used quite a selection of guitars that I could see in the videos. None of them jumped up at me. Not like Warren's Rick. There was nothing out of character or anything of like vintage merit or anything like that. It was just, it was good guitars, and he played them very, very well. But that solo in Sexy Back was art. That was fucking art, man. It's just all I got nothing else.
I am so happy this band reached out to us because they fit the bill, and it validates a little bit of what we're doing here on this show. And I hope we have I hope we have a great time interviewing them here. Which
I think we will. I think they're because I got questions for once.
Good.
But I'm glad they reached out when they did, because another month and they would not have fit.
They would not be a candidate.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the Reckless, Gary. Let's take a short break and come back with the actual guys, the Reckless themselves, on bands you've never heard of.
That sounds like great.
Hey, here we are.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's the Reckless.
It's
Yes.
live.
Welcome to our little podcast, guys. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. So which one is the? We heard today was press day. So which? What's our number? What number?
You guys are going to be, I think, just our third, right? Yeah, you'll be our third.
Well, that's not too bad. You're not.
No,
You're not completely wrecked
maybe
yet.
like a lot of driving going around back and forth, but yeah.
So can we start off with some introductions? I'm JR, one of the hosts of the show.
I'm Gary, the other host of the show.
And can you guys tell us who you are and what you do in the band?
Yeah, my name's Fritz. I'm the lead singer and rhythm guitar player.
My name's John Kelly. I'm the lead guitar player. Michael Kennedy. I play bass and sing backup vocals.
I'm Riku Milikowski. I play drums and I sing backup. Occasionally.
Excellent. That we really just did that to see if we were pronouncing your drummer's name correctly.
How was it? Were you close?
No, seriously, we had debate over this and we nailed it. I just want
Yes,
you
we nailed it.
That'd be tough.
Yes.
Don't make us prove it, but we nailed it.
So I'm going to guess based on how you came to our show that you've never heard of our podcast before.
No. To be totally honest, no. Sorry.
So I'm going to give you the quick 30-second elevator pitch. We typically feature bands that don't have very many plays on Spotify yet. Anything more than 100,000 plays of any one song and you're out. We're looking for bands that have no major recognition yet.
Yeah.
And then I dive in, I explore everything I can find, and then I play them for Gary on the first half of the show, so he gets to hear them and react to it live. And then the second half of the show is the interview. So Gary has known about you and what your music sounds like and all of that for all of just a few days now. I've been living with you for several weeks, rocking my ass off. I drive my car faster when I'm listening to your music.
Perfect. Great. As you should.
Yes, it just makes life more fun listening to you guys. So you guys are barely making the cut, just so you know.
Yeah, we were discussing that earlier, and had Vanessa waited, say, a couple of weeks, you would have been over. You would have been over.
They're on those songs.
Yeah. I mean, this is serendipity at its finest. But we were also very, very pleased that, someone came to us that, not one of our friends or friends of friends or anything like that, but completely off of the internet and wanted a sit down with us. I thought that was just wonderful.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
So how did the four of you guys meet and form a band? Like, how did the Reckless come about?
So it started with me during COVID. I had just gotten kind of laid off and I had all this free time on my hands. So, and it was just kind of trying to figure out, like, what do I want to do in life? Like, well, I have like some songs saved up. Maybe, let's see what I can do with these. So I just kind of started to record my own kind of songs and see what I could do with them. And I was like, these aren't half bad. And then I kept working with it. And fast forward a little bit later, I played a couple shows with a couple different band members that we had gone through at the time, trying to find the right fit. Some people just, couldn't play, had to move, whatever it was for one reason or another. The first member of our group that I met was Michael. Our bass player here.
Yeah.
I met him at the very first show the Reckless had played, which was like in 2023. It was right out of the pandemic, right when they started to open things back up again.
Yeah.
And he was in a different band at the time, but our bass player had to leave because she was studying at UCSD, and things were starting to get out of hand for her. But Michael, I met there. I was like, hey, I'm looking for a bass player to fill in for a couple shows. Are you down? And he helped us out. And then I asked him, are you down to play on a more permanent role? And we locked him in for that. Riku was the next, our drummer. He came in about 2.5 years now. I would say about 2.5 years ago. The drummers were hard. It took a while to find a drummer in our band. We went through we had a stretch of like, oh man, I must have been like 5 or 6 shows where we had a different drummer each of those shows. So it was a mess for a while. It was awful. And
Good
then
drummers are hard to find. As a drummer myself, I can attest to that. I can also say I am in awe of your drumming, Riku. Fan freaking tastic.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm trying to tell them.
yeah, I know. I was like, enough of that. No.
Drummer, we got to keep together.
But no, like it was great to just have like a really good drummer. He was the one who really got us all to lock in. He was like, hey guys, I'll be honest, this band is not good enough yet. We need to get better. And so he really kind of was, because he had a lot of experience. If you want to talk a little bit about kind of how your story was.
And I'm playing, I went to music school and all that stuff, and I got to play with a lot of talented people, so I got to learn a lot in my early 20s. So then when I joined this band, I was really stoked, or not stoked. I was the opposite of stoked. We had to work really hard, but I kind of set some demands where I wanted to like play some paying shows, like bar shows. So we play for like longer set times. We play like up to 2 to 3 hours, and that way with stamina helps us grow as a band and that kind of thing. And yeah, we did it. We worked really hard. We did 2 practices a week for probably like
a couple months.
Yeah, a couple months. Yeah. And we got a lot of new songs, a lot of covers learned, and yeah, helped us grow a lot in that early stage.
I'd say about, what was it, 6 months after you joined?
I mean, about 6 or
about 6 or 7 months after he joined the band, I moved from the Bay Area to San Diego. So I'm from like San Francisco area. I moved to San Diego for college, and I've been involved with the music scene in the Bay Area pretty much like all my childhood. So I was looking to do the same thing and just grow within San Diego and SoCal and as a whole in the music scene. So I went to like a bunch of shows and met the Reckless at a show in Oceanside, which is about 40 minutes north of San Diego. And I liked their set, so I followed them on Instagram. And then about 2 days after that, they posted on their story that they were looking for a lead guitar player. So
it was really lucky.
It was like crazy timing.
Perfectly timed.
Yeah, it was
amazingly timed.
It was crazy timing. So I DM'd them. I told them like, oh hey, like we met a couple days ago. You guys were awesome. Would love to jam sometime. So Fritz came over to my place and interviewed me, and we jammed a little bit. And then he invited me to a rehearsal and had me learn a couple of their songs. So we did that a couple times, and then about 2 or 3 weeks later, they invited me into the band. So that's how I joined. That was just about 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, just to keep up the good stuff, John, I was really grooving on some of your solo work.
Thank you.
At the end of it, so we got to stick together too. Okay, so
thank you. That means a lot.
He especially creamed his pants with your solo in "Sexy Back." By the way,
yes, that was.
Well, that was actually
that was a duo. Okay. Excuse me now. Okay. No, yeah, he was the less impressive one. Whichever one you're thinking of, it was the less impressive. No, but we had like we actually joined heads on that one. That whole harmony bit that you hear in the back half of it, that was us dueling up on that.
Yeah, I figured that both of you were doing that, because that's you can tell when it's not just one person doubling the lines, and because you got a whole different kind of phrasing going on. So that but that was a throw in that JR did at the end. He goes, "This isn't part of their regular repertoire, but we got to play. I got to play this one for you." And I was like, "Yeah, that was
thank you.
That was rocking."
I checked out the credits for that song, and you guys are listed as writers along with JT. Is that because you changed it or added your own flair to it enough that it's not just a straight cover?
Yeah, so I like the way that, because I was curious when I was like putting the song out there on like DistroKids, like, okay, am I gonna have to deal with any legal trouble here? Like, that was a concern. I'd never really released a cover before, so it was something that I had to review, and I did some research. And it's like, as long as you're not like don't claim it as entirely your own, and you like acknowledge everyone who was a part of like the original Sexy Back, like you're good. Like it was
Timberland on.
yeah, I did. Did I have a Timberland? I thought I put him as like a credits. I thought I did just Timberland.
I saw JT and
Maybe I did, but I know I thought I gave credit to at least most of the people on there. But
yeah, I was long.
either way, we haven't had any problems yet.
Yeah, they haven't
So
come for us yet.
yeah, they haven't come for us yet. Shocker! I know you think they'd be going right after us. They're prime competition. But yeah, no, it
So
was.
you didn't just call him up and go, "Hey man, we're going to do a cover of your song."
Yeah, well, I always like to tell a story of how this song was stolen from me as a young 7-year-old child, and he broke into my house, and as a 7-year-old does, he writes songs about Sexy Back, and he just kicked me out of the way and stole my lyric sheet, and I just never got my royalties, so I decided to re-release the song as it was intended. So
Yeah. Didn't rock it enough. And I don't think he said motherfucker at all in that song, did he?
He definitely did. In the very
did,
last part, he said,
Maybe I've only ever heard the radio edit.
You just listened to the radio
that's
edit.
probably
Yeah.
yeah. If you read the radio edit, you're not going to hear it. But he definitely swears in the back too. But he doesn't say it with the pizzazz.
No, it doesn't give it the chutzpah that you do. We haven't heard much from Michael Kennedy, the bass player, and I do want to make sure you guys know the credits, the listing of your guys' names on the website. It just says Michael Kennedy, backup vocals. It doesn't say bass player. I made the list that he was probably your bass player. I have to get Vanessa on that.
That's
right?
rough.
Stay here.
That's rough.
My bad. I'll have to make that edit. But thanks
So,
for the heads up.
you're in charge. You're in charge of the website.
Yeah, we've been in charge of like everything up until very recently. Like we signed with our management, who've been a great addition, but they're a very recent addition to the team. So we've been doing everything on our own up until probably 3-ish months ago, maybe.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's been a good help, but we're still like kind of tightening everything up and getting into that new improving upon things that like for example that we might have missed or like overlooked, or like when you're in the phase of like just we gotta get music out there, we gotta get all this stuff in your
management is excellent because they're doing nothing but finding like the best podcasts to be interviewed on.
Yeah.
So
And calling us right before you age out of our podcast. No, we did. We were very impressed with the way that they approach. I mean, because I get the fun part is I get all the correspondence from the website, and because I'm the webmaster, and I pull this up and I'm like, whoa, we got somebody asking to be on the show, but I couldn't read it. I couldn't dig in because I'm not supposed to know anything. So I like immediately send it to him and go, here, call these guys, because he was a little sus. I mean, it was a thing where nobody has sent us anything before, and but every interaction that we've had has been prompt, and it's like right on the money to get us into for your press kit and all that. Did they do the press kit, or did you do the press kit?
No, they did. Yeah, they've helped us with the press kit. Yeah.
Okay, good. Because that was one of the things I definitely wanted to mention was that is a sharp press kit.
Yeah, you did a great job on that stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
So are you guys still an independent band, or have you signed with a label yet, or what?
We are still currently independent.
Is your goal a signing, or do you want to maintain complete control?
That just depends.
It depends on it depends on what's offered to us.
Yeah. Like if it's a good enough deal, we'll certainly not be opposed to it. But in today's age where everything is so individualized in the sense of like marketing and promotion and the way the streaming platforms work. It's much more like catered to like you have to do this. It's not like everyone like would fit into like a single like, oh, we have an entire plan for like every artist that comes in. It's like, no, it's going to be kind of tailored to each kind of thing.
Yeah.
And at least from my experience with understanding of labels is that they can be great, they can be awesome, but they can also definitely take advantage of you and your lack of knowledge. So, you know, we're certainly not opposed to it at all. If a good one comes our way, that's awesome. But it's all about like, does it help us get to that next step? And if it doesn't in any meaningful way, then you don't see it need to do it.
Well, your management company is giving you a very professional appearance, and we were highly impressed. Gary said I was a little sus. This came right on the heels of like that fake band that was all over Spotify for a while, and I'm like,
The AI one?
yeah, the AI band. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I was like, I got to make sure these guys are real. So I went and found your website, looked at you watched your videos. I'm like, these are real dudes making real music, it seems like. So then I reached out to you.
Yeah. Yeah, you could be talking to AI right now. Who knows?
If so, pretty damn good.
I know.
Pretty damn good AI, I tell you.
Even more scary than we thought.
Yeah, right.
I've been listening to a lot of your music, including the first album, The Reckless, and of course the 2 EPs since. And it's pretty clear to me you guys have grown into a cohesive unit of rock is how I would describe it. And it's very evident from your first LP to your most recent releases. How has your approach to and obviously you've added band members since then, right? But in addition to that, how have you guys grown playing, writing, becoming a cohesive rock unit?
I've been blabbing a lot. You want to start?
So before we all joined the band, it was mainly just Fritz. So that whole first album was, and that EP too, the whole Getting a Fight EP was also Fritz. And we joined, I think he and I joined right as he dropped that, or maybe you were even longer.
Yeah.
But so basically we kind of started our first release that we did as without John, but
as a trio.
It was only one, and we pretty much DIY our recording. So I handle all the production stuff at my place. I have a little home studio where I'm able to kind of get decent drum recordings, and we're using plugins and stuff to get good guitar tones, and just doing all the recording stuff pretty much at my place. And then we send it to a mixer to take care of it. So it's been kind of a different process for every song but generally Fritz and we do a lot of the lyric and just kind of core songwriting, and then these two kind of come in at different points and they kind of put their own flavor on it. And that pretty much covers it, right?
I mean, you guys want to talk about kind of what you guys do too?
Yeah, that's what we have to do.
I mean, Riku pretty much covered most of the bases. What they when they finished kind of for the most part of lyrics and structure of the song and everything, they kind of bring it to us in either a practice or we'll be at his house and we'll listen to a demo that they dropped, and then we'll be like, oh, what parts can you add? Let's go through it. Let's talk about what the chords are, what the progression is. We kind of add our own parts, and then we talk about it, see what we can change, we can add, we can take away. We run it through a couple practices, and then we record basically a demo track just so we can listen back to it and see if we want to really change anything else out. Sharpen it all up, and then we record what would be the actual take of everything.
It sounds like pretty good teamwork, right? It doesn't sound like there's a single dictator making sure everybody follows their singular vision. It's like the whole of you work together really well.
Yeah, and we've if I may, when I started the band, I knew that I was not as much as I seemed like it to these guys. I knew I wasn't the greatest thing on planet Earth. So I was like, I don't know. Well, I like as much. I like to joke that I am because I am. But like every once in a while, I like to play it off. But I knew that I wasn't a perfect musician. I was like, I'm good at riff writing, and I'm good at like helping form melodies. And I still had a lot to learn. Don't get me wrong, but I knew my strengths. I knew my weaknesses. Like that first album, like you said, like it grew a lot. Like I played the bass parts like how a guitarist would play the bass, not how a bassist would play the bass. And so like that whole thought process of adding them on is that I shouldn't be the main one writing these parts, like because I don't really know what I'm doing. Like I have an direction, like Michael kind of said, we kind of like a new kind of strategy, like because now we have like almost a excessive amount of ideas.
Yeah.
So we try to like narrow it down. So Riku and I historically have been the main ones, but John has started to come kind of into his own, like add a couple more of his riffs, do it for free. Off the last EP was his first kind of real, like, hey, this is a song that I think we could be doing.
The main riff, Who Are You as well.
Who Are You, the main riff. Who Are You is, if you want to like hear a perfect example of like the entire band collectively, like every single part is like, this is this person's style. Who Are You is a great example. I think that's also a big reason why it's our most popular, best song.
Yeah. There's a lot of different versions of that song, and we actually spent a good chunk of time really developing that one. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, well, you can tell it's pretty awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. You guys have got. You haven't been really around that long, and you've got a ton of output, especially even just musically, let alone your social media, the website, the videos. Because each video takes time and every. What do y'all? I mean, is this full time for you with the two rehearsals a week and all that? Do you have time?
Yeah, because you guys are on tour right now, right?
No, we just came off of a tour where we toured in kind of like up and down.
Southwest.
Yeah, Southwest United States. So like we went to Phoenix, LA, Bay Area, and then we kind of like
San Diego.
And San Diego, yeah. But today is more just like a media day. Like we're doing a bunch of like interviews and press and kind of just wanting to get our name out as much as we possibly can.
Outside of San Diego.
Outside of San Diego, yeah. It's like we've kind of established ourselves as like a very good, well-known like local band, which is great. But now it's kind of time to like, hey, we're gonna start expanding here. And by the way, can you guys hear us okay? I always want to make sure we can bring it closer if we're a little too quiet or anything like that. Are we all good?
No, we can, as long as only one of you speaks at a time, it comes through loud and clear. We can tell you're in a room, maybe a few feet from the mic, but it's coming through. We can understand every word.
Oh, great. Okay, I'll make sure. And then yeah. I think I answered your question.
We're not on tour right now.
No, we're not on tour. Long-winded answer.
And in terms of the rehearsals and stuff, like we haven't really been doing that recently. Like now we've kind of gotten solidified, and now we kind of think of our 3-hour bar shows as kind of paid practices in a way, because we get to go there, we get to practice performing in front of people, and it's usually just a good time to just spend your Friday night that way.
We took the last minute one last Sunday because it was Labor Day weekend, so we knew like, okay, most people are gonna have the next day off. We were all free, so we took it, and there was so many people there. And people really dug us to that show. So that one felt like kind of like a venue show, which is cool. So when they get packed, it's great.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you guys like better, playing a large venue that's packed or a small club that's packed?
Both, but large venues that's packed.
Yeah,
I think as long as the
answer is yes.
Yeah, I would agree kind of with Riku.
Yeah.
It is dependent entirely on the crowd's energy. So like we've played like bigger shows where we like open per se, and the crowd's like a little the classic cross arm kind of nod, kind of back.
All right, boys, play some songs. What do you got?
Exactly. Like they aren't really there yet. You have to get them into it. Where like you played like a smaller club show where the crowd's already like relaxed and ready to go, and then you can just join them. But for us, like we always make sure that we bring the energy. Like that's like I think one of our strongest traits as a band is our live performances, our ability to grab your attention, keep it, and then like be like, okay, wait a minute, I kind of want to jump around and go nuts right now.
Yeah.
And like that's our goal. So and like we've had that with both big and small venues. So I would definitely say like the more the merrier. So if we had to lean towards anything, if it's a packed big venue, then that's kind of hard to beat. But
Yeah.
there's always a good spot for those smaller club spots.
Do you go get in the mosh pit every time you play Get in a Fight, or was that a
I'm glad you know that. Yes, that has become a thing now. It used to be a thing where it's like, can I get off the stage? Like now it's like, all right, if there's a way for me to get off the stage, then I'm going to do it. Especially because, and also kind of like similarly, it does depend a little bit on that crowd again, because like if we're like opening and there's like not a ton of people, although I have done it before. If there's like not a ton of people there, the vibe isn't there yet, I'm not gonna be like, okay, I'm just gonna start dancing with like one person, but like it has happened before, so I'm not opposed to doing it. But it's definitely more enjoyable if the crowd is, if there's at least a group that's like around, because even if like they aren't moving yet, what's awesome about me getting in the mosh is it shows them like, hey, this is a place to relax. Well, maybe relax is the wrong word, but yeah, mentally relax.
Yeah. What kind of mosh pits are you in? Really?
Yeah, because there's angry mosh pits and there's really good mosh pits.
Yeah. Now there's relaxed mosh pits.
Relaxed.
Yeah. We don't want any bows swinging in our mosh pits, but we want that. We want bumping. We want moving. We want grooving. And like, if I can get in there and like let the crowd kind of know, like, hey, like let's have fun. You're here to unwind.
It's time to get reckless.
Yeah, it's time to get reckless. Yeah.
Nice. I love it. Speaking of the Reckless, how did that name come about?
It's right. That's
yeah. I was in college and my friends and I just had a running gag where I forget, like I think it was from like a rap song or something like that, but it was mentioned in the rap song like, oh, that's reckless or something like that. And then we just started using that for like, it started off with like kind of regular crazy stuff where you're like, oh man, dude, you're drinking a 6-pack in 5 minutes? That's reckless, dude. Like that's nuts. And then it just got dumber and dumber. And then it was like, yo, you're putting like tomatoes on your burger. That's kind of reckless, my guy. That's a little reckless.
That's pretty reckless.
It's like you take the pickles off. Like that's kind of reckless, my dude. And so like it just became dumber and dumber. But like I when I was making the band name, I really liked the idea of both that element of like reckless insanity, like fun, but the connotation of what I historically have brought to, where is also a goofiness and a fun. So I kind of like the idea of the more intense recklessness and the more goofy aspect of it that we like to portray.
I think we definitely mix it well too.
Yes,
definitely, especially live.
Yeah, because with a name like that, it definitely sets an expectation, right, for the show, and so then you kind of have to live up to it, and it seems like you do. So
yeah, that was we've had a couple of bands that their names didn't fit the music at all, and that was one of the very first things we pegged out. Was very first song that he played for me was like they're reckless. Yeah, they fit. It actually fits.
Yeah, we featured a band from Phoenix called Banana Gun, and whatever you're thinking that band sounds like, it's probably not.
It's not it. Yeah, not it.
Check it out.
Yeah, cool name. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I highly recommend them. Check them out.
But don't even think of what they would sound like. Go check them out.
Expect the unexpected, as they say.
And if you do ever go to Phoenix, a Banana Gun, The Reckless double bill
would be pretty hot.
Check them out. That's a great show.
Oh, we can have the BYNHO tour. That would be good.
Yes.
Yeah, we just played in Phoenix the first time back in, was it June?
June.
Yes, June. And man, we love Phoenix. We love Phoenix. We had a great crowd. It was about 180 people or so. And it was our first out-of-state show, so it was incredible. Very hot day, about 110
I thought you were going to say 180 degrees.
Yeah,
It felt like it.
Yeah.
It was hot. But yeah, it was a great time.
Yep.
Banana Gun says they like to take the summer off because it's just too hot to play outside.
That's valid.
No, we legit were like, next time we tour into like Phoenix, like we got to go in the winter.
Yeah.
Early spring.
Early spring. Totally.
Yeah, because
How did Phoenix compare to Sao Paulo, Brazil? I learned that from your press kit that you've played in Brazil. Tell me more about that.
so we didn't play in Brazil. It's just like where our second biggest fan base is.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But
That was funny because we're like, wow, they've played all over Southern California
yeah, no,
and
we're not there yet. But
and Brazil.
we'd like to play there. But
I'll play Brazil.
that'd
Oh
be
my gosh.
fun. Yeah.
Nice.
And see Brazilians listening that know anyone at Lollapalooza.
We have the
So-
listeners for Brazil for sure.
Yeah,
So,
but yeah, we haven't played there, unfortunately.
'Cause I heard they have a pretty decent little party there
Yeah.
at Carnival or something. That would be a pretty good place to play, I would say.
Oh yeah, that'd be sick.
Another thing I learned from your press kit, it says that you are, quote, masters of algorithmic discovery, reaching new fans organically. What does that mean and how do you do that?
we're incredibly active on social media.
Yeah.
Very, very active on social media. For every show, every like big show or music release that we promote on social media, we will run meta ads on them. And then this guy, I don't know how he does it, but he will reach out to everyone who interacts with their ad, whether it's a like, comment, follow, what have you. And it's actually led to a lot of growth within our fan bases in different markets. And it's a great way. It's honestly a great way to get fans to go to shows too. Because as I said, when we played in Phoenix, we actually had quite a few kids come up and say like, I had to come up, I had to pull up, like a band reached out to me, invited me to this show. I had to go, and they didn't regret it. So shout out to this guy for reaching out to people, sliding the DMs. If only it worked with the ladies.
Gotta try. But no, yeah, it's one of those things that's personal touch to just to let those fans know that like, hey, like we're paying attention to you guys too. Like, like we appreciate your support and we recognize it. And I think that goes such a long way as a fan, just to be like, wow, these guys aren't just these mindless business drones. You know what I mean? Like they have personalities. They interact. They're kind. They're, they want us to be involved. And like that's kind of my whole goal when I send those messages. Like I send them because like, yes, I want you to come out to the show, but I also want people to feel like the Reckless is a community. Like you listen to our music, you are part of our fan club. You are part of something bigger than just us.
Exactly.
You mentioned the ladies a few times. Your new song, Darling Please, features some ladies in the video. And it made me wonder, are you guys taking advantage of being rock stars? Do you even feel like rock stars yet? Tell me more about that.
In terms of feeling like rock stars, for me personally, the times when I feel like a rock star is when anybody at all comes up like on the street and be like, you're in the Reckless, aren't you? And I actually have had that happen a couple times, and that's an amazing feeling. Like that, like my sister just the other day was wearing one of our t-shirts and she had a random person be like, hey, the Reckless. Yeah. And like that's where you're like, this is pretty awesome. In terms of the other stuff, like I just don't really think like I'm not focused on that, like it'll come. So like if that whole aura, I guess you could say, it's more just like, the feeling of being like recognized or like being like, hey man, you had a great show yesterday. I've never seen you. Like that's where feeling like a rock star really comes into play, I would say.
Yeah. I guess feeling like a rock star in my book would be just our hard work paying off. Playing awesome shows and fans genuinely having a great time at our shows is the ultimate goal, at least in my book. I can't speak on the rest of these guys, but that's when I truly feel like a rock star, is when the hard work we put in pays off.
Yeah, sort of to piggyback off John here, seeing our music reach out to all these places like Brazil, for example, that means a lot to me. That makes me feel like our hard work is starting to pay off. A lot of people are finding our music, but it's also like John said, people at our shows having a genuine good time, and they come up after us. It's like, God, you guys were so great. I love your new songs. All your performance is great. I love when Fritz died on stage and came back. Yeah, like, you guys like truly putting on a show and not just playing on stage. I'm like, well, that's part of the deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't feel like rock stars when you're spending your free time responding to every Facebook message and Instagram message, right? Like,
yeah, the work aspect of it is work, right?
Yeah,
Like,
work,
it's a job. Like, but like that's also, it's what we want to do in life. So like the whole like being, it's like, oh, like they're like, oh, do you feel like a rock star here? It's like no, but like I don't feel like a rock star when I'm going through spreadsheets and keeping track of merch sales and all that stuff like that. Like, that doesn't make me feel like a rock star. But at the end of the day, that's what you need to do, and that's what you got to do. And what happens during the show is what makes you feel like a rock star, and all that stuff leads up to that, and that's what makes you be like, oh yeah, all right, this is it.
so what's the plan for the rest of this year, 2026? You guys got new songs, planning another tour? Like, what's on the horizon for the Reckless?
Yeah, I'd say our main plan right now is we're trying to our plan in the moment is to release singles every 6 to 8 weeks and just maximizing our growth by promoting those singles and trying to have a big show lined up around the time of our single release to intensify the hype around it. So basically, we just want to keep doing that, and we're just in a growth phase right now. We just want to grow as much as we can, expand to new markets as far as we can, and take the Reckless around the world.
Yeah, it seems like you're on the right track, man. But honestly, everything and your management, once again, the management company, I think is a major component of that, because the way they come off is very very mainstream, very upper level. And that is, I don't know, where they stand on the level of management companies or anything, but it doesn't matter as long as what they're doing is high level stuff. So
we have some great support by these two. We're very, very happy to have them. Very great.
Shout out to Vanessa and Isis. Is that the other person in the room?
She's not in the room. She helps us plan the I don't know what her official title is, but she's not in the room with us right now. She's just helps us plan like these kind of events and stuff.
But speaking of your support, really, I think both of us fell in love with your videos, and they're right on that edge between, yeah, that's definitely DIY, and yeah, damn, they got somebody really good to do it. Can you go into that a little bit? Do you have friends that are videographers, or how did that come about? How did y'all get to that point?
Like, we want to talk here? Yeah, so we actually know we're a very talented videographer. His name is Devontae Will. Yeah. And he's a great guy. We've done, I think, pretty much every video we put out. Yep.
Get Loud is the first one, right?
Yeah. Starting from Get Loud, and yeah, he's a very talented guy. Gets us good shots. Very professional. Even when we're doing these shoots, we're kind of shoot the shit, like saying all sorts of nonsense. But he keeps it professional the whole time and keeps us on track. And we always have very productive shoots with him. And yeah, honestly, I was a little skeptical because I'm kind of a music video hater in general. But like when we did that like Get Loud video, I was like, okay, this is great. I love that we were able to use it for promos and use it. It makes us look just more professional. And then with each one, we have more fun, and we get to try out a new cool idea. And I'd say as far as like what we've done so far, Fritz has pretty much been the one who's kind of had all the concepts, where Get Loud, I think Was it you two, or was it just you who like kind of storyboarded that?
I mean,
It was him. I was still pretty good.
yeah, I storyboarded it with Devontae, but like I had like kind of the idea of what was going to happen in the whole video. And that's what I had with all of them. Yeah, like Ricky said, I don't want to take too much credit, but like the main ideas, I just kind of like had ideas for each of them, and the first two, like I was kind of like for Get Loud and Who Are You, I was like, okay, what can we do? Like, what can we get away? Like, what's possible for this band? And then Darling Please, which is the most recent one, really was like, in my personal opinion, is our best video. Like, I think it's got the best kind of story behind it. Like, there's the most like unique shots. It's the most interesting. It's the most what I consider like a classic good music video.
Yeah.
So and that one, it was like we'd worked with Devontae for out of two videos. We're like, okay, this guy knows what he's doing. We got to put him in the right situation, and we got to set up like the right content. So we hit up a bunch of our friends that we knew. The girls that were in the shot, were in other bands that we had worked with. Shout out to the Anti Groupies, a great band here. Highly recommend to anyone, check them out. They're awesome. One of our favorite bands we've ever played with. They're really, really good.
They're insane. They're great.
And the other two were just friends of ours, and as were some of the other actors in there. And that was really cool. That was a cool experience because also some of our neighbors came out and they're like, "What's going on?"
Well, but in a good way.
Yeah, in a good way. There wasn't like, you guys are being too loud. It was actually like, yo, wait a minute, this is actually like pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like,
nice.
So that
Can
was
I be in this?
yeah. And so I was like, "What's going on there?" And we're like, "Hey, guy, how you doing?"
I also want to say like shout out to the fans, because pretty much like in the case of
yeah.
Get Loud, Remember Me, and Charlie, please, pretty much we always put out a little thing saying like, oh, we're putting together a music video. If anyone wants to come in and appear and just go crazy and have a good time, like they always pull out.
Yeah.
So far.
Get Loud was probably the one. I think we had a lot of people for that one.
Yeah.
That
worked out.
We had so many people pull up, and it was basically like us reenacting a house show, and
yeah,
they were so on board. It was great. Yeah,
crazy.
In one of your videos for the song "Away," you're dressed up as ex-president's current president.
Gloss over that one.
This is before I joined.
Yeah, this Away's old. That was in terms of music. That was the one that we hadn't done with Devontae. We had done it with a friend of ours, Reed, who is very good as well. But that, I think, was one of his first music.
Yeah, we gave him like we had this like room that was weirdly lit.
Okay, well, we still gave him like very little. Limited. Yeah, so it was limited by just our knowledge at the time, since like that was our first real music video. But yeah, Away, the idea behind it is kind of following the lyrics. I wrote that song basically being pissed off at like a lot of let's call it politicians I'm not a fan of. And I wore the mask, and the whole idea was, like this nice outer piece, and you take it all away. Like this is all bullshit. So like take it all away. It was kind of the message kind of behind it. So we kind of just followed a very simplified version of that, because we were still learning so much. So I was like, well, we can't do a whole lot. So let's just get face masks, dress up a little bit, and then we can kind of compress it into kind of a simplified version.
So it wasn't just a Point Break reference.
No. No, there was more of a political message behind it. It was more of a Green Day anger kind of thing.
Good. I wanted to ask you about politics a little bit. I don't know how much you even want to say about it right now in this current climate, but I mean, you guys have that video in the song Go On. You have the little sample of They're Eating the Pets. And do your fans know where you stand politically, or do you just not go there at all, or what?
I would be shocked if they didn't know where we stood politically after this time. But we're all pretty not fans of Trump in any way, shape, or form. So we're all definitely more on the left. I'm not going to say how much or anything, but we're not we're not MAGA under any circumstance. And
Not quite Bernie Sanders, but
We're fans of the people.
yeah, we're banned to the
Put it that
Let's
way.
go that way. That's a great way of putting it.
Yeah.
I mean, you could be on the left or the right and still not be a fan of Trump these days.
Well, yeah, you hope that's the case. Yes, that's true. But yeah, the whole go on and that kind of stuff. It's like we definitely got inspired by what's going on in the world, and you know, like it inspires our lyrics and how we write and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, for us, it's whatever gives us inspiration that day lyrically. And, you know, sometimes that's politics, sometimes that's relationships. Relationships.
As Fritz would say.
Relationships. PC. And then, but yeah, it's all that kind of stuff. It's whatever is inspiring us that day.
Yeah.
so do you feel that with everything that's going on and continuing going on, do you think it's going to become a bigger part of your writing, or
Just depends how messed up life gets.
Yeah, I would say it's probably not going away anytime soon. We'll say that.
Yeah.
There's probably, yeah.
I will say it helps us write lyrics.
It does. It really helps us with lyrics.
I have a few more songs down the barrel that kind of have similar themes. And
Yes.
yeah, so it always just like, you know, we're always looking for things to write lyrics about.
Yeah.
And
But we're also trying to write some happier stuff.
yeah,
too.
yeah,
Like,
no, it can't be all dark.
honestly, like part of that kind of like where things feel so dark sometimes, and like they're frustrated, especially as like, you know, us going through like just our generation, like how much this stuff's going to impact us long term. It's like it's going to be painful. So, you know, being able to like start to think of like, you know, like we should not necessarily should be happy. Like I don't want to say like, oh, just like it's like that classic, like, oh, just smile more. We're not like not necessarily that, but you know,
Optimism.
we enjoy and write songs about like the good in life. Like another song that like John brought a riff to us. Like he's like, hey, let's make this one about more like, you know, like we've come a really far way as a band. And you should be proud of that. And instead of being always like hard on ourselves or writing lyrics about, you know, the state of the world or you know, how difficult moments can be as a band, like let's write some positive stuff too. So we're trying to, you know, navigate all that stuff as well.
I've just got one or two more questions left, guys. This has been a lot of fun. I noticed on your website under the merch section, I didn't see any CDs or albums. Are you just all digital at this point, or do you have physical media available at your shows, or and what's your relationship with like Spotify and stuff?
Yeah, so at the moment, we're not very focused on physical music releases, because as of right now, our main mission is to just release singles right now and just grow exponentially as we maximize promotion for each single. So when we get to the point where we want to release another maybe EP or a full length, then we'll be more open to doing like a like physical release. And we would also do that for when we go on tour. Like if we go on like a longer tour, that would definitely be a great way to, you know, spread our music and help fund that tour as well. So that would be when we would be more inclined to a physical music release.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in terms of relationship with Spotify, I mean, it's Spotify. You gotta play it smart. You have to learn how to like work the algorithm. You gotta do playlisting. You got to you know, try to just get as good with the business as you possibly can. You know, there's no magical solution, you know, like many things in job and in life, you know, connections and networking are a huge part of it. So with our relationship with Spotify now, it's like you know, it's a very useful tool that we're going to take advantage of as best as we can and as best as we know how, and utilize everything we can to make it work for us. And it's going to be tough at times. I won't deny it, but it's what exists. It's what's in the world. So you gotta, as someone said, like, you either don't use it and fail, or find a way to get used to it.
Yeah.
And go with it.
Exactly. It can be it's honestly, it's what most people, at least within our fan bases, use to listen to our music. So why don't we maximize our attention to it? We got to meet our fans where they're at, meet new listeners where they're at. So, I hear a lot of bands and artists complaining about Spotify, and it's completely valid. But there's not much we can do about it. So we just have to make the most of it. And part of that is just being really just trying to maximize our
Gotta go on.
gotta go on.
Gotta go on.
Gotta go on. I like that.
On the flip side of the Spotify thing, have y'all had any terrestrial radio successes? Have you gotten anything on the air, as it were?
Yeah, we've gotten some stuff, both from where we are in San Diego. There's a local radio station called 91X that we we send songs and they've enjoyed in the past. They even got us nominated for a San Diego Music Award, which is exciting.
Nice.
And then as part of promotion for
Who Are You?
Who Are You?
Yeah.
That was included in the package. They sent it to radio stations like college radio throughout the country, as well as some other radio stations. And then just today, we did interviews with some radio, and they're going to start, they play our music and stuff like that. So yeah, radio is definitely something that we still pursue. I think we should check the data on some of that. Yeah, it's something we have to review, and we definitely need to learn more about, as it's we come from like, or just like in our current age, it's such a massive movement towards social media that you forget a lot about those older school older school mediums. But they are still very important. And it's like one of those things where it's like, if you can utilize it well, like I remember up until very recently, I would still listen to radio and SiriusXM and things of that nature. So I know it exists. It's just one of those things that like we're less knowledgeable on, us personally. And that's like, our management's helping us with that, and we're trying to understand all that, those little things that like we're just not so knowledgeable about.
Yeah. I won't be surprised at all when you guys start to get regular rotation on Octane on SiriusXM. Like that channel. That channel is built for bands like you. So I hope you guys get on the radar of Jose Mangan. He's the rock producer or channel director for all the rock channels over there at SiriusXM. I've met him. He lives the life. He's pretty awesome.
Well, hopefully.
But if you're wondering about feeling like a rock star, there's nothing better than pulling up at a stoplight or being on the beach and hearing your song coming out of someone else's radio.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's when you feel like a rock star.
Yeah.
Right there. That is the best, absolute best feeling that you can get.
We're looking forward to it.
Yeah, right.
I think we're down to our last question, which is a dumb question. But what have we not asked you that we should have asked you? What are you sitting there going, why didn't they ask us about that?
Yeah, everyone else asked us about that today.
Well, that's what we like, is that you guys have asked.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, you actually know what you're doing. So that's always. I was gonna say it's great that we can talk to people who have like actually listened to our stuff and like know what they're doing, not just people who are like the same copy and paste questions you get off Google or ChatGPT. So honestly, the questions that I would say, oh, you haven't asked us this, I'm okay with that. So like,
I'll tell you,
there was no AI used in this interview whatsoever. It's banned on the show.
We're allegedly not AI, by the way.
Yeah.
We'll tell you this though. We do have a single that is coming out very soon in mid-September called "What Could I Give?" So that'll be on all streaming platforms. I think the day we decided September 17th. So I don't know when this will be published, but September 17th, "What Could I Give?" be out on all streaming platforms.
Yeah.
Sweet. You
Good.
heard it here first.
This will be out before that.
Perfect.
So it's coming out.
And I'll actually mention on top of that, just to latch onto that slightly, in terms of new big shows coming up as well. We have a big show at in San Diego at a place called the Adams Avenue Street Fair at a place called the Rabbit Hole, which will be very, very fun. That's the most recent show we have as of now. We might have one coming up at the Music Box. For those who would love to hear more of us, check us out at The Reckless on Instagram and our website, www.therecklessofficial.com. All that stuff helps us immensely, and we hope that whoever's watching, you come see a show where we get to play at a spot near you soon. Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic, guys. In the first half of the show, we played a bunch of your songs, way more than just like 3 seconds of fair use. Is it cool with you if we play your songs and show your videos on our podcast on YouTube and all that?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Oh, so when I get the copyright claim, I can say, no, the band said we could.
They really did. They said that.
Like, we got him. We got him. No written agreement. We got him. No, yes, please.
And when your management reached out to us, we were flattered, but you still had to bring it. Like, we would not be talking today if I didn't go listen to your songs and really like what I was listening to. And I'm not just blowing smoke to get you on the podcast. I really like the music, and I had a feeling Gary would too, and he did. And so you guys are really bringing it, and I couldn't be more happier that this came about how it did and when it did. And thank you to your management. Thank you to you guys for taking the time out of this very busy day and spending it with us.
We really appreciate it. Thank you. I mean,
So real quick before we go, one very last short question. Which was the best interview so far today? Straight up.
it was easily, yeah, you guys are great. And that's saying something because all the interviews we've done today were fantastic.
Yeah.
So for you guys, yeah,
you stood out though.
yeah, no, you guys were fantastic. We really appreciate
love the
you guys.
research. I was
Yeah.
we were talking about that earlier.
We pride ourselves on doing that, so I'm glad it came through. And
It's recognizable. We
Yes,
promise. Like,
absolutely.
we recognize that stuff, and artists do, and they're like, "Oh God, it's the same thing." And it's like, "Oh, hey, wait a minute."
Yeah. No, you guys knew the reckless ball knowledge. You guys got it.
Yeah.
Yes.
well, it is our hope that our little podcast helps you in some way, shape, or form. And if you feel so inclined, mention to your fans that they can go learn more about you on our podcast, and which will help not only our show, but other bands that we feature on this show. And our goal is to find bands like you who we can help get the word out and help them become big. And we're excited to be a part of your story in any way, shape, or form.
And our motto is a rising tide floats all boats.
That's right.
Yeah.
Fritz, John, Michael, Riku, thank you once again for being on our show, Bands You've Never Heard Of. We
Thank
are
you so much.
Thank you
Our
very
pleasure.
much.
Thanks again, guys.
Yeah, thank you. It's been amazing.
Vanessa, Isis, thanks for hooking us all up.
Thanks, Vanessa.
Thank you for that thumbs up.
Thanks, Vanessa.
Give thumbs up.
Yeah, I give you 10 thumbs up, actually.
Got two.
Big thanks to The Reckless and The Reckless's management for reaching out to us and setting all of this up so that we could have a pretty awesome interview with the guys from San Diego.
Yeah, this was a great way to go through a whole new avenue to find a band you've never heard of. This episode of Bands You've Never Heard Of is a production of Ranch Hand Records. That's ranchhandrecords.com.
Bands You've Never Heard Of, or as we like to call it, BYNHO, is hosted by Gary Hawthorne and me, J.R. Stoffel.
It is written by JR and reacted to in real time by me, Gary.
All songs you heard on today's show were used with the band's permission. That's The Reckless. They gave us permission.
And check them out on therecklessofficial.com. The links are in the show notes.
And I am currently adding The Reckless's music to the official Bands You've Never Heard Of complete playlist on Spotify. Every song from every band we've ever featured on this show is on that playlist. It is a great jam. Just subscribe, listen to it, and every time we do a new show, a new band will be added. The Reckless is up there now.
If you're catching us on YouTube, you can go there to youtube.com/@BYNHOPod.
And you can email us if you have a band you would like to submit for being on this show, or if you have any thoughts or questions in any way, shape, or form for Gary or me, BYNHOPod@gmail.com.
And you can do all of that and exactly what the Reckless did and contact us through our website. That's www.bynhopod.com. Plus, we have merch. Merch.
Gary's wearing the shirt right now. I'm rocking the Ramona and the Holy Smoke shirt today. Thank you so much for listening, everybody.
Yeah, we'll see you next week.